Hello everyone, it's Tsuki. Welcome back to the Let's Play. So, we're ready. Let's go. Continue on with the main story. Let's get Stone Vigil unlocked and let's get in there. Next story dungeon. We also have a ton of side quests to keep us busy while we are in queue. So that's convenient, I suppose. I'm guessing a lot of these side quests, yeah, they're level 40. I'm assuming they're here just in case you're not 41. To be able to continue on with the main story, since Stone Vigil is, in fact, level 41. Thankfully, we've had little problems with keeping up with the story so far in terms of level, so we are actually just fine. In fact, we are a little over leveled right now, although maybe not as much as I was thinking we'd be. But even if we do fall a little bit behind, it's really easy to catch up. Don't worry, I'll clear out all of Stone Vigil myself. Don't worry about it. Indeed, let us go into the Stone Vigil. Lots of vigils. I think Dusk Vigil is also another dungeon that we get later on. And Steel Vigil is where Svara spawns, right? Yeah, that's Steel Vigil up here. The Stone Vigil now accessible. Finally. Took us a while. We finally got here. Stone Vigil. Thank goodness. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see. Wow, average wait time is only 7 minutes. A lot of people don't actually like Stone Vigil. Wow, instant queue. Wow, I was not expecting that. Okay then. Well, I'll take it. A lot of people don't like Stone Vigil for some reason. I actually rather like this dungeon. I like this dungeon quite a bit. It's also it's a bit difficult. Like it's a big step up from the last story dungeon we had to do, which was Brayflox's long stop. Like there's actually quite a bit of interesting mechanics in this dungeon as well. Like you have to press cannons, and there's a lot of avoiding stuff. There's some pretty nasty AoEs to move out of the way of. There's also a pretty big cutscene as our introduction to the last boss of the dungeon. As well, which I think they've sort of learned that putting cutscenes in the middle of a dungeon isn't a good idea, because you just get people who run in anyway. But if I do end up skipping it, just so that we can keep things moving along, I'll be sure to edit it back in. You can avoid that. It's really not that big of a deal. You can pull the enemies into that room we were just in as well. Oh, we have a lot of enemies. This is going to be interesting. Alright. I'm going to feint these. We should probably target the AVs first. This was a very bold pull. I actually do have Death Blossom. This might help a bit. Until there's 3 enemies, I'm gonna use this. Do I have? I don't have goad. I do have whatchamacallit though. Invigorate. Slashing down as well. That was a bold pull. Yo, you going? We taking this slowly? We didn't take the last one very slowly. Okay, I need to get positionals. Thank you. Well, I only have 1 position right now, but yeah, there's actually quite a bit of patrols in this dungeon as well, which you saw a couple in like break blocks. I think there's a couple in like Cutter's Cry as well. I don't know if the bees count as patrols back in Karn. Oh yeah, no Chaos Thrust yet. That sucks. That's like level 50. You do have Disembowel at this level. Those are Dragoon abilities. Look at me flying my airplane. My Lala plane. Really surprised with the insta-Q. I was not expecting that, but as a welcome change for me. How? I should be multi-dotting, that's what I should be doing. Instead of always using Alien Edge after I get my first Shadow Fang up. Oh yeah, this boss. This boss can cause some trouble as well if you're not fast enough. It has a Fire Breath attack, which you can kind of avoid sometimes. It's predictable when it comes out. But what people have a lot of trouble with is his Swinge attack. I think that's what it's called. Basically goes to one side of the room and does a big conal attack. And if you're in front of him, it does a bunch of damage, and I think it silences you or pacifies you. After he does it, he'll do lion's breath, so you don't want to be where the tank is standing. That's usually the #1 mistake people make, is that whilst they're actually dodging Swinge, they'll stand where the tank is standing, and as soon as he's done casting Swinge, they'll get hit with the fire breath. That's why I make a habit of actually moving in the front after he casts it, so I'm not where the tank is. And playing a melee DPS feels nice. Like, I've actually been playing a lot of casters lately, and Bard, so. Hey look, level 44? 40? Yeah, 44. Look at that. I don't actually really need this. What level is this? I guess I can use it on my Bard when I level that up later. Because at level 45, I basically get like my AF gear like I was talking about earlier. This chest in this room always holds a ethereal grade weapon, I believe. Hey look, and they happen to be daggers. I don't know if they'll actually be useful for me, but they are daggers. I think Stone Vigil also has its own unique green grade weapons as well. I also need to eat food. Just wore off. I don't need those. I don't actually... Are those any good for me? It is slightly better. Also, getting hit with that again doesn't really do a whole lot. It's really a formality if you choose not to get. If you run down fast enough, you also don't get hit by it. No Royal Road at this level? When is Royal Road? I don't actually remember. I'm gonna multi-dot. I'm just gonna spread my Shadow Fang around. That sounds really wrong. There's an Avis patrol right there. Avis. I give up. Also, major props for keeping heavy thrust up. Like, so many Lancers and Dragoons have such a hard trouble with that. It's actually kind of nice to see that a Dragoon actually manages to keep that up. This might actually be a good place for Death Blossom. 4 enemies. It's dead. Now I'm just gonna go to multi-dotting again. Really? He got the balance? Come on. I feel sad. I don't actually know who's doing the most, but I still feel sad. I want the balance. I want the balance. Oh, you do have Royal Road at this level. Did you just Royal Roaded the freaking balance? What is wrong with you? I saw that. Why? Why? Just give it to me. What the heck? What is this? Oh yeah, just crafting materials. Kind of missed when phlebotomized was the thing as well for Dragoons. Ooh, why are you turning it? Stop it. Get my positionals. So this boss, you just have to shoot the cannons depending on where the boss is standing. Most tanks pull it towards the door. You don't have to though. I think it's just it controls where the tornadoes end up going. Now the ranged DPS or even the healer are probably the best suited for taking care of the cannons. I think the healer's got it, so just gonna leave it to the healer. If the healer doesn't do it, I'll hop on him. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, healer's got it. You'll also spawn like tornado thingies that you just kind of have to avoid. They put a dot on you if you happen to be standing in them. Typhoons. Ooh, that alien edge. Did you just Royal Road an arrow, or was that the spear? Just throw those out. You can use them. There's a belt. Actually, I can use that belt. Tank gear. This one has slashing debuff now. Okay, maybe I should feint one of these because apparently they're doing a lot of damage. I believe ice sprites spawn twice in these corridors, once right here and then once later on. Oops. My combo wore off just before I used my Shadow Fang. That sucks. I want cards too. This is not fair. I remember how this room on the left used to be such a pain for a lot of people. Like, healers always had such a hard time healing through this. And a lot of it probably had to do with the fact that tanks weren't using cooldowns properly either, to be fair. But yeah, this room used to be a big problem because there's actually a lot of outgoing DPS from all these enemies combined together. I'm just gonna use some Death Blossom until one of these AVs dies. He's got the right idea. Just spam overpower. There you go. At least I get cards that are spread. Ooh, wow, look at this. I'm gonna faint that actually. Gonna Death Blossom a bit. Okay. X on the Death Blossom. Multi-dotting. Alright, so there's going to be a cutscene after we get through this trash pack and go unlock the door. I'm probably going to skip it in real time and then add it in later, just so you know. It's a rather lengthy cutscene, and I just want to keep the momentum we have going on here. I don't want to like halt things. I mean, it's totally within my right to watch the cutscene I want to, and if people end up pulling whilst I am watching said cutscene, it's not like my fault. It's actually like their fault for being impatient. That's how I see it anyway. I'm actually gonna drop down here. I'm sure it'll be that simple, totally. You couldn't have centered me, like, I'm like getting cut off on the left side of the frame. You couldn't have centered this better? It looks like the Warriors knew actually, so I could have just watched the cutscene myself. I mean, nope, I totally watched the cutscene. Yep, totally didn't enter that back in or anything. I like how there's just like a bunch of wood standing here. This is the door, I guess. Is it? I actually don't know. What is this? A bridge? A staircase. That's probably it. It's probably like a staircase slash ramp thing. I mean, last time we did what was it, Hawk Manor? Like, I skipped the cutscene and then he pulled immediately away, right away anyway. That was great. You know what I'm not looking forward to? I'm not looking forward to Castrum Meridium. Is that what it's called? Is that the Castrum? Castrum Meridium or something like that? And the Praetorium. Those are like 2 level 50 dungeons that basically mark the end of 2.0's story. And I don't mind the dungeons themselves. Actually, I kind of really hate Castrum. Castrum's dungeon design is terrible in my opinion. But I don't mind the Praetorium though. I actually don't mind that one. I actually like that one. But the reason why those two suck is just so many cutscenes interwoven into the dungeons. Plus, there's like, it's an 8-man dungeon, right? So it's like you're having 7 other people sitting there waiting on you, unless they happen to be new as well. Look at that expanded Ur. I don't know. I just not a huge fan. Thankfully, you only have to do each one once. But yeah, it's the thing I always hate looking forward to, or don't look forward to. Every time I make a new character. So these line AoEs, they're kind of hard to dodge for some people. You just stand on like these little like semicircle parts of the arena. They're actually really easy to dodge. I remember so many people used to get hit with that line AoE. I never understood it, why it was so difficult for some people. It was really frustrating when it was always the healer that got hit, because if the healer dies early on, you have a hard time catching up DPS to not make that a wipe. Yeah, can we rotate this a bit? I mean, I guess there's actually a little bit of space for me to get my rear positional. I don't think Dragoon has a rear positional right now. Impulse used to be rear positional. I don't think it is anymore. I think it's just Chaos Thrust that's rear. Alright, he's gonna drop AoEs now. Yeah, like this. And then I'm just gonna stand here and then promptly dodge anything that happens. The thing about this spot, no matter where he runs with his line AoE, you don't have to move far to get out of it. That's why I love these spots. Any one of these in the 4 corners of this little stone tile thing. Woohoo! The expanded spire. Also, if you're the tank, you also want to try and face the dragon towards the wall, because he does do a frost breath attack. And if you're not facing it towards the wall and you're facing it towards the party, it will hit the entire party, and it hurts a lot. It really does. You can also do Limit Break 2 right now if you really wanted to. Looks like the Dragoon's going to. And there we go. Stone Vigil. Done. Pair of Jambayas. Is that monk weapons or daggers? Because if they're daggers, then yeah, I'll take those. Hey, hey, they are daggers. Look at that. It looks like the other two left. Farewell, Mr. Warrior Man. Like how I got 2 sets of daggers from that dungeon. Oh, there should be a closing cutscene as well, I do believe. Hello? Game? There we go. Yeah, there's just totally just another crystal just lying there. Oh, here's the Ocarina of Time spot. Wow, thanks. I feel so loved, Alphino. Oh wait, I have so many quests left in White Brim to finish. I'll just put that in another video. Hey, let's head to Gridania. I'll head to Gridania. Let's be free of this cold snow. Oh, yep, here we are in New Gridania. We're also almost level 45. Look at that. History repeating. What's this quest about? Into the Eye of the Storm. Let's see. I believe Garuda's instance is level 44, so we have quite a ways away before we get to Garuda as well. Quite a ways away. What is this about? Man, I love the Black Shroud. What was that bug sound? Well, at least you'll actually be doing something, Alphino. At least I hope you will be. Alright, so, yeah, looks like we need to go find us a corrupted crystal. How do we get back over? You? Indeed. Oh, let's check out those daggers we got. We got, Stone Vigil's daggers. The Jambias? Actually, look kind of neat. Not bad. Look at those. It's a little jarring. The sheathing animation doesn't quite line up there. We're missing a couple frames, but you know, other than that. But that was Stone Vigil. I think this is a good place to stop the video. We actually have quite a few things left to finish up in White Brim, so that is something we need to worry about. And also, taking care of the stuff in White Brim will almost surely set us over 45, which means we can finish up and do a ninja quest line, which should get us our third ninjutsu, or third mudra rather, which unlocks several more ninjutsu for us, as well as some of our AF gear. So there's actually quite a bit of stuff we need to get out of the way before we should continue on with the main story. But that will be for another time. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed Stone Vigil, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Sayonara, bye bye.